Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Stadia Hour. It's your boy Tone, and on today's video, I'll be going through my review of Cyberpunk 2077 on Google Stadia. Alright, so this game is polarizing to say the least, right? But I'm doing a review off of my impressions. I didn't play on any other consoles, I didn't do any experiments on anything else. This is my experience. And it's been a good one. Overall, it's been extremely satisfying game. And I'll go through all the reasons why I gave it the review. I'll give my score at the end. Alright, so Cyberpunk. With the gameplay, you have stealth, you got gunplay, you got melee, and you got your cyber weapons. And you can drive inside the car. There's rail scenes. All awesome, all really surreal. You definitely feel like you're a part of the world. The stealth is cool. The stealth could be better. It's it leans to a lot of action. There's some situations where you can't do stealth, but I guess that's realistic because not every situation you just skulking around corners. So I'll give them that. That was pretty, that was realistic. But you can get a few stealth kills, especially at lower levels. You need a few just so you can even the odds. The gunplay surprised me. Watching it, it doesn't look like you can feel the impact, but you do. Like a shotgun feels like a shotgun. There is power behind it. Your pistols, especially the normal pistols, it feels, you can tell if it's like a softer bullet. Like the guns that track people, they're a little softer than like your machine gun or shotgun. So they did a great job at that. I was pleasantly surprised at that. Hard to tell with gameplay. You definitely have to feel it yourself with the vibration. Try using a controller too. You feel the vibration. It was really good. Melee combat was good. Using swords. I used a sword. I don't know. There's bats and other stuff, but I'm like, come on. If you can use a sword, you're gonna use a sword. The katana, it was great. I got a legendary katana. Just slicing through stuff. It was really good. I might actually put up the difficulty. I swear I was just slicing through, guys. And then the cyber gameplay was cool. You can hack. You can do hacks. So if you want to play that playstyle, that's cool. I did a combination. Honestly, like certain situations I'll hack, but at the end of the day, if I can blast through, guys, I lean towards that. So that was cool. You're not penalized with the style of gameplay, which is cool. Even with some of the bounties and stuff you do for people, they're like, oh, try to be unnoticed. You just start shooting people up, which is cool. I like that. I love player choice in games. I don't like being pigeonholed to do certain things. The driving could be better. Driving inside a car sometimes it's just a no-go. It's cool because it's like, especially if you have another character with you, it's cool to you're looking in there, but you just got to go third person. I just wish certain things would just default to third person. I know that they wanted that immersion, but you kind of have to do in and out. Even Destiny 2, does a great job of going third person, first person where it kind of matters. I wish that they leaned to that, but overall, it was okay. Like, it's manageable. It was manageable. So the gameplay was cool. I would say the gameplay I give a 9. If I had to just do that, the gameplay probably a 9. All right. Story. I liked the story. It was cool. I kind of wish there was more backstory, but I guess when you pick a backstory, you just have to fill that in yourself because you're already like an established mercenary somewhat. And then you're just going up the ranks from there. I kind of wish you started like parents and stuff, but that's just nitpick. But overall, what I got, the story I got was excellent. The decision making is good. I wish it leaned to it kind of just leaned a little more cynical. Like, you didn't really have too much friends. You kind of have one friend. I wish they kind of expanded on that more. It's gonna be spoiler free. You don't have a friend for ever. I just wish you kind of just had just a group of people, maybe a team. You're just really a loner. Yeah, it's kind of a downer sometimes. But there's ways to find that happiness depending on your ending. But it's just little nitpicks here and there. It doesn't change from everything else. But that was just my little things of the story. And I wish my character could change the world a little more. I feel like the choices, you should have been able to change things a little more, or just maybe a reputation system in the game. Like, there's times where you help the police 20 times, and then you accidentally shoot maybe someone near the crowd, and the police are just gunning it for you. I just wish there was like a system, like some games have a system where you have a reputation with like the crowd or the police, and they'll be like, okay, you know, it was an accident, something like that. I think would have really added to the realism. You know, it's just little things like that. All right, so but story, I'm gonna give a I would say 8.5, and then I would say graphics. Let's go to graphics are amazing. I mean on state, I'm doing 1080p 60. This thing is amazing. It's the best looking game I've ever played, like by far. Like everything, water, lighting, facial animations. Like you really like fall for the characters. You have a great relationship with the characters, which is like unbelievable. You know, like everybody, even like a bouncer at a club. Just you're sitting in the car with somebody. It's super realistic. I'm just like, they did an awesome job. Like kudos to the team, man. CD Projekt Red, they really came through on that. You can't really take that away. And if you're having issues, I say play it on Stadia. There's no hardware requirements. You know, even on PC, you're trying to download patches. On Stadia, it's just like you get in there quicker. There's nothing that takes you out of the immersion, which is why I have such a higher score than maybe most, because it's like I was able to just connect with the game, no issues. So the graphics, I'm gonna give a 10. It was excellent. I have no issues on that end. Some of the cons, I would say, for me, they needed to define the gender roles, because there's times like you make a male character, right? And you're just going through the game. I'm not saying they can have other characters of different persuasions, but there should be a way where you can establish your character, so your choices, your conversation choices would be more contextual. And they're kind of just all over the place. So it's like you could, in like one storyline you could do this, and in one storyline you could do something else. It's just, I wish it was a little more defined. Maybe you could just pick that when you first start. But I get that, you know, that's a whole lot maybe. But I think it would be even less development time, because then only certain dialogues would show up. But because it's so like varying, I just had some hard time trying to make my character like define who it was. Maybe they did that intentionally, but yeah, I couldn't get my character to just be really like set on certain things. I just kept getting different dialogues, and I'm like, I'm giving the best answer I can. I'm like, why am I getting these options? But you know, this is a little thing there. And then the NPCs, the town, the city, I just wish they had more jobs. Like, unless it's a vendor, you should have more like non-vendors, like someone selling food, or you know, it's like everyone that's a vendor is someone you kind of talk to. There should be, or someone just working. Other than police, no one's working. Like, you don't see doctors, you don't see like maybe a hairstylist, you're walking down the street, or like a clothing store, just like maybe something that you don't go to. I think they needed more of that. You know, the dance clubs are probably the only place where they're like doing something contextual that makes sense. But I know that would have probably been even more huge. But if they could just leave older consoles to stick with the cloud and newer gen stuff, I think that maybe they could have probably did that. But I know with the that would definitely be a lot. There would definitely be a lot of stuff to add in. But other than that, and then the bugs, thankfully for me, the bugs did not interfere with like storyline. If anything happened, I just quickly like closed out, restarted, or I kept a save game at a lot of pivotal points. Like anytime I do a story, I keep a save game. But I didn't have a bug that like took away from the immersion, you know. But there are some, and I'll show some in the video, like just cars flipping. Some people would be in the sky. I remember even near the end, it almost destroyed the immersion. I was fighting one of the bosses, and like a really main boss you worked up to fight, and he was like floating in the air. You know, it helped because I kind of got some cheap shots in, but you know, still it didn't affect the dialogue and the story. But you know, it kind of takes you out a little bit, so I had to mention that. But overall, there was no debilitating bugs for me. And I would say last thing, replayability. It's unexpectedly high. I did like say half the story missions, side missions. Then I was like, let me finish the main campaign because I don't want to just avoid spoilers forever. So I did the main campaign, right? I was street kid and all that. And my ending, I won't spoil anything, but I chose like an ending to just go off and live with someone and leave the city and all that. So that was my ending, and that was, to me, that was really good for me. I was kind of worried. I was like, oh my god, what's gonna be some ending I don't like I turn into some bird or something. So no, it was really cool that I had that choice. So I feel like a lot of relationships I invested in, I could look back and say, okay, it was worthwhile to have those relationships. So I think that part was really good. And then you have a lot of side quests, and you just keep getting some. I think they're procedurally generated, like depending on different relationships you forge with other characters. So I don't even know the number, but you can keep playing it. Like, it's almost like the main campaign is just strung in there, but the game is designed to like keep playing, which is amazing. They did a great job at that. Didn't expect the replayability to be so high. That's why I was holding off to playing the main story. If you want to run through the main campaign, it's definitely fine. They have a system where you can finish the main campaign and just do the other side quests and keep progressing, keep getting weapons. It's really cool. And then life paths are there, so you can do Corporal Kid, you can do the Nomad. So there's other stuff you can do. So I don't know, I'll probably make another character soon. So I was kind of surprised, but the world being so good looking, it's like you don't mind going back into it. That's every time I'm like, should I load up another game? For a single player, I didn't expect that. I kind of dive right back in because I'm like, what's this story? I'm working with the story with the Perez's. He's like the running for mayor. There's like some fishy stuff going on right there. I'm just like, I'm interested. And sometimes things happen with the character where they like go somewhere and you don't see them for a while, but then they'll call you. It's just that realism is cool. Or they send a text and give some little clues, and that part is really cool. So yeah. So my review of Cyberpunk 2077 for Stadia, I'm gonna have to give it a 9.5. I think this game, the development time really showed. It really shows through, and I honestly believe if you gave them another year or 6 months, it would be even better. But I got a lot of good things to say about this game. It's really good for what it is and what you make it to, especially what you want to make the game. I think it's awesome. I think it's an easy 9.5, man. Any lower and it's like you're not really looking at what this game was trying to do. I don't agree with all the stuff, but from what I could and the enough choices that they gave me, man, this game it really shines, man. It's a game I definitely be going back into, and especially hopefully they drop some like DLC and more story. I can't wait. I really can't wait to dive into this game more. All right, let me know what you guys think. What's your rating? Leave your rating in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what are your thoughts on Cyberpunk. Have you played it yet? Is it something that you're interested in playing? I got some live streams of it. Even though I finished the story, I'll probably just do some like gigs, show some gigs and stuff sometimes. It's just gonna be one of those type of games. All right, guys, this is Rick Tone, and I'm out. Thanks for watching.